It was a Thursday morning when I first spotted her at the edge of my property, just standing there, holding a pie so perfect it looked suspicious, sun barely up over the ridge. There she was, Karen Chereyes, president of the Fox Trail Oaks HOA, dressed like she was heading to a church bake sale but radiating that unmistakable, "I run this place" energy, cardigan and pearls and all. I was tightening a board on my deck, minding my business, when she called out, "Good morning, Zachary." And let me tell you, nobody calls me Zachary except my mother, and she's been gone 5 years. Right then, I knew this was no neighborly welcome. This was a warning shot wrapped in crust. I walked over, wiped the sawdust off my jeans, and tried to play it civil. She handed me the pie store-bought, probably zapped in her car microwave, blueberry filling that didn't trust itself. "Community is everything, don't you think?" she said, smiling with the confidence of someone who's never been told no. She lingered, pushing some neighborhood beautification thing, nudging me to join, talking about a united aesthetic, even though my house sits on 4 acres, not even technically inside their jurisdiction. I explained politely, "I'm not part of the HOA." She smiled, all teeth, and said, "Community spirit doesn't have borders, does it?" That was visit 1. She came back, and back, dropping off cookies, flyers for events, hints about my masculine energy, which, let's just say, was a curveball. Started showing up unannounced, inventing reasons. A tree limb, a supposed gas leak. Even though my place is all solar and propane, nothing could have prepared me for the bathrobe incident. Saturday morning, I just finished a Zoom call with a client, headed to the kitchen, and there she was, inside my house, wearing a white bathrobe, nothing underneath, bare feet, holding a bottle of Chardonnay and 2 glasses. "Oh, I thought I heard a leak from the tap. Just checking," she said, fake surprised. I didn't even answer. Walked to my fridge, hit the emergency record on my security panel. "Karen, you need to leave right now." She tried to get closer, started talking about how I'd been so distant. I stood my ground. "Leave or I call the sheriff." That cracked her, just a little. She left, barefoot, wobbling off down the steps. I saved the security footage 3 ways cloud, local, encrypted drive. Filed a police report the next day. Civil suit on Monday for harassment, trespassing, attempted coercion. Every visit, every voice, every time she crossed the line, it all went into that folder. I expected pushback. I didn't expect it to start with my address sign vanishing from my gate, bolts and all, 3 days later. Next morning, I bolted a new sign in place with a motion sensor camera above it. Needed proof, you know? You can probably see where this is headed. A few nights later, metallic crash wakes me up. Nothing moves outside, but in the morning my mailbox is drilled through holes perfectly spaced. Lock gone, flag snapped off, like someone was trying to install a bug, thought better of it, or maybe just send a message. Cops came, shrugged, blamed bored teens. I already knew this was HOA handiwork. Couple days go by. Suddenly, I hear power tools outside. I look, 4 guys in orange vests tearing down my fence. "We're with the HOA. Fence violates visual corridor regs." My blood boiled. "This is my property. I'm not in your HOA." They played dumb, waved a clipboard. I called the police, same board deputy. I showed my plat map, traced the lines. My land, fully deeded, outside their grasp. He just told them to leave to avoid conflict. No tickets, no charges, just a pat on my fence post like he felt sorry for it. One of the guys muttered, "You'll wish you'd played along." I started a new folder. Evidence, post-harassment escalation. Photos, videos, plat maps, everything. I had a work trip to Chicago, 3 days, nothing crazy. Before I left, I told my grandfather, Grayson, retired Navy, 81, sharp as a harpoon, had full run of the house. He brought his old crew, Marshall, Joe, Tom. Ex-military, tougher than concrete. Their idea of relaxing is fixing gutters and swapping stories over beer. I left them with groceries, beer, and emergency contact. VE warned them about the HOA. Saturday night, 11:45. No headlights, just the sound of a diesel engine. White utility truck pulls up. 4 men hop out, 1 in an HOA vest, bolt cutters, toolkits, the works. Grayson's on the porch with his iPad, coffee in hand, just watching. He signals the other's retirement home turns tactical. Grayson grabs the shotgun. Marshall readies his compound bow. Joe launches a camera drone. Tom turns on the camcorder with night vision. They move like a SEAL team, quiet, fast, efficient. The intruders head for my workshop, start yanking solar panels. Suddenly, full floodlights kick on. Grayson steps out, shotgun lowered but obvious. You have 10 seconds to leave or be detained. One guy laughs. Grayson pumps the shotgun. Marshall steps out with the bow. Joe's drone buzzing overhead. Tom filming everything. You're being filmed? Broadcast live. Sheriff already called. Grayson announces. The crew freezes. Karen said no one would be here. Just scare him. One mutters. Joe's voice booms from the speakers. Say cheese. One guy bolts, the rest follow, peeling out, but not before Marshall tags their van with an arrow for good measure. By the time I get back, the damage is done, solar panels gone. Workshop ransacked, chairs in the creek, barn door kicked in, cameras smashed. But we have it all on video. Grayson and his crew, they're having coffee, swapping war stories, watching footage of one guy slipping in the mud. I spend Monday backing up every file, building a case. Vandalism, theft, trespassing, criminal conspiracy. Called my lawyer, Lisa Sharp, relentless, knows HOA law like gospel. Within 2 days, we file for property damage, illegal entry, a restraining order against the HOA, and open the door for a group action suit for any other neighbors who've been bullied. I post the video online, send it to a few reporters. The story blows up. Retired veterans foil HOA raid. Memes go wild. Someone auto-tunes Grayson's, you have 10 seconds, it goes national. But for me, it's not about going viral, it's about justice. 2 of the intruders get picked up. 3rd's hiding out in Kentucky. 4th flips on Karen, spilling the whole plan. She forged a work order, told them to scare me, said it'd be good for the neighborhood. Turns out she's been paying shell companies, one owned by her daughter, for boundary improvement. Fake fines, forged citations, intimidation, all paid with HOA money. Then the stories pour in. The Johnsons fined for a mailbox that was perfectly legal. Latasha, a single mom, threatened with foreclosure for a kiddie pool. Anonymous tips pile up over 24 complaints. Surprise inspections, bogus lawn assessments, uninvited walkthroughs, even a quote. Your silence is your compliance. Then Don Wheeler, a low-level board member, resigns and hands us his email archive, over 2,000 messages. Karen called my place the missing tooth in an otherwise perfect smile. She had draft violation letters with my name just waiting. Media swarms. Fox News calls her HOA tyrant or community crusader. CNN runs a segment. When community guidelines become a weapon. Meanwhile, County Ethics Board launches an investigation. The IRS starts sniffing around Karen's finances. $68,000 in HOA money transferred to her personal account. She tries to hold a public meeting, gets booed off stage. 3 board members quit that night, 2 more the next day. Lisa hangs a cease and desist from Karen's lawyer on her office wall like a trophy. We file for gross financial misconduct. And through all of it, Karen stays silent. No interviews, no apologies, just that blank stare. The case goes to court. Packed room, news cameras, HOA members, curious onlookers. Lisa presents our case, surgical and precise. Drone footage, emails, testimonies, even the IRS receipts for spa days and chakra alignments bought with HOA funds. Don Wheeler testifies, mails, threats, a recorded voicemail from Karen. Make him disappear. Nudge him out. Judge doesn't buy a word of the defense's smear campaign. By day's end, the HOA is ordered to pay $640,000 in damages. Karen's accounts are frozen, and she's looking at federal criminal charges. Her eyes when the verdict lands, theory not angry, just empty, like someone who realizes the game ended 5 moves ago. Back home, Grayson's on the porch, new plaque behind him, for exceptional civil vigilance. He hates the word plaque, but polishes it anyway. Marshall fires up his smoker. Tom's flying the new drone. Joe starts a website for HOA horror stories. Me? I'm installing new solar panels, triple secured, insured like gold. The old HOA dissolves. Lisa helps draft a new charter, voluntary, transparent, neighborly. The land's still mine, untouched, unbroken. The last sign on my gate says, "Visitors welcome." But if you're an HOA Karen or come bearing forged court orders, Grayson's waiting. You know what I mean? This is how you protect what's yours. But hey, let's be real, where's the line between protecting a community and becoming its tyrant? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Ever tangled with an HOA or power-tripping neighbor? Let's hear those stories. Because trust me, the battle for home turf is never just about fences and bylaws, it's about standing your ground when it matters.